Welcome to your practice. Come and join me in a seat and sit any way you want to. I'm going to be cross-legged. Take your time to arrive. If you like to sit up onto something, go ahead and sit up onto something so that you can find some ease in your hips, some support to grow your spine. And then do this. Place your hands to your upper thighs rather than out down by your knees. And press straight down into your thighs. Let your shoulders elevate and come all the way up by your ears. Keep pressing down into your hands, elongating your lower back. Keep lifting up and lifting up through your shoulders. And just notice if there's more space that starts to accumulate in between your ribs, across your chest, across your belly, but particularly into the low of your back. And then keep all of that length and space and soften your shoulders down. Shoulder blades glide down your back, but keep your chest lifted, heart wide open. Lay one hand onto your belly and one hand onto your upper chest. And allow your elbows to soften. And before you start to control your breath or change it in any way, just watch where it's landing in your body. It's a really big ask to just watch something and let it be, not want to mess with it or make it just so. And I find this happens a lot with the breath. As soon as the attention comes to it, you want to smooth out its edges. You want to make it one way or the other, deeper, fuller, richer, whatever. But let this be a practice in and of itself of observation. Because taking witness to how you breathe when you're not paying attention. Gita Iyengar would call these unconditioned breaths. Tells you a story of how it is that you conduct yourself when you're not on the mat, when you're not in, this 45 minutes or hour or whatever it'll be. When you're not in a dedicated space for practice, how you are. What the truth of the residue of this work that we do is in your life. And there's no need to judge it if your breath is shallow or if it's not reaching or you'd like for it to reach. The point is just to see what your starting point is. Now let's start to foster this relationship with the breath. So exhale all of your air. Let your shoulders descend a little bit heavier. Let your belly soften into your hand. And then the next time you breathe in and puff up your belly. Puff into that hand that's on your abdomen. Keep inhaling and breathe up into your upper chest. And then softly let your breath go when you've reached fullness. No need to force or retain or push or struggle anything. Empty all the way. And then again, breathe your belly. Breathe up into your heart space, the hand that's on your energetic heart space. And exhale, let your breath go. Again, belly, chest, release. You can sigh if you like to sigh. And one more like this, breathe your belly. Fill your chest. And exhale your breath. Release your hands down into your lap. Now connect your palms, reach them forward and up. Take your next breath in. And as you exhale, follow the breath and twist to the right. Bring your left hand to your right knee and bring your right fingertips back behind you. And be gentle through your spine. Root down evenly through both of your sitting bones and lift your chest. Take your breath in. And follow your exhale to deepen into your twist any amount. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. And try to avoid jamming or cramming yourself into any of the poses. Offer yourself to them. On your next breath in, reconnect your palms, reach them forward and up in front of you. Take your breath in. And with your breath out, twist the opposite way. Right hand, left knee, left fingertips stand back behind you. And sprout your spine. Go from the sitting bones and the tail up along each backbone, up through your heart, up through your skull. And with your exhale, just be received into the twist. Engage your shoulder blades towards one another, chest more open, spine more soft. Reconnect your palms, come back up through center, reach up, breathe in. And as you exhale, tense your right fingertips over towards the right side and side bend up and over towards the right with your left arm. See if you can press down into your hips a little bit more so that you're not jamming into your right side waist. Find length. Breathe in from your left hip bone through your left fingertips. And then take yourself just a little bit deeper into the side bend as you exhale. And as you inhale, press down and rise up through both arms. And once more as you exhale, left hand down to the left, right arm up and overhead, bicep by your ear. Keep your left side waist as long as you can by rooting down through your fingertips. And then reach your right side waist from your hip bone, through your armpit, through your fingertips. One more breath in. And come over a little bit deeper as you exhale. Good. Press down, rise up through both of your arms. Take an inhale breath and come meet me in tabletop position. So find your way onto your hands and your knees. Move that block or prop out from underneath of you. And place your hands really thoughtfully. So everything that we do with our hands feeds back up into our elbows and then up into our shoulders and eventually up into our upper back and our neck. So can you be really thoughtful about the way that you make contact with your hands in the earth? And touch the earth like you're touching the earth. Think about the difference between making contact with your yoga mat and making contact with, say, like pavement, cement. Making contact with metal. And now think about making contact with like dense earth, moss or mud, something alive. So it's not like it's, if you were making contact with metal, let's say, it would feel like this is my hand and this is the metal. But if you could imagine that you're making contact, like your yoga mat is, say, moss, you could feel how the earth would wrap between your fingers, how it would meld into the palms of your hands, into the hollow parts between your joints. And maybe you could feel a sensation of sinking your hands down. So see if you can access that. And if it makes any difference in how you feel this connection. From that space, get buoyant through your joints. Breathe them. Breathe the joints of your wrist bones, where your forearm bones meet your arm bone at the elbow, where your arm bones meets your shoulder girdle, where your shoulder girdle meets your backbone. Drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your heart, take a breath in. And as you exhale, round your spine from the tip of your tailbone, make a wave through your backbone, hollow your navel, engage your chest, look down. And then lift your hips, drop your rib basket, Squeeze your back body. Lift sternum, lift eyes. Go again to round as you exhale. And let the inhale move you into your back bend, just warming up along the length of your spine. Go slow, go sweet. Exhale your breath. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze. And then as you exhale, find a neutral spine. Reach your tailbone back, hollow your navel in. Knit your ribs, float the skull forwards. Tuck your toes if they're not, and press your way back into downward facing dog. And I invite you to move in all of the ways that you like to move in down dog. And we all, over the course of our practice, start to develop like this downward facing dog ritual. So take yours. If it's pedaling, if it's swiveling your hips, if it's kind of waving back and forth between high plank and down dog, or if it's coming right into stillness. For today, let go of any rigidity around any of these postures or these poses or should haves or should be's. Be more like the earth, just kind of changing and oscillating and moving and making it work. And crawl your hands towards your feet at the back of your mat. One hand and then the other and then the other. And I like for the first one to bend the knees a lot. And while this softens you out of your hamstrings, so you might not get as much of a leg stretch, what it does is it allows your spine to soften, allows your head to feel more safe to drop. And when your head can drop, you can invite a little bit more traction into your spine. And give it a moment. Let your body accommodate or adapt to this release. So when you first come into it, sometimes it feels kind of scary to let go. But observe and keep witnessing as you take your breaths in and out. The space between your shoulder blades might start to widen. Your body might start to trust the muscles of your neck to let go even more so that your head can get a little bit heavier. And things that just seemed like they would never move in 100 years start to move. Keep that soft with you. Come up onto your fingertips, soften your knees more and elongate your spine. Halfway lifting, full breath in. And as you exhale, fold in and down on yourself. Plant your hands, crawl into downward facing dog. Spike onto your tiptoes, look forward, breathe in. And then one foot in front of the other, come to the top of your mat. And when you land at the top of your mat, do it again, but this time keep your legs more towards straight, sitting bones up high. Lengthen your chest, take a breath in. And as you exhale, soften and fold, and of course you can bend your knees if that supports your lower back. Otherwise, lift your sitting bones straight up and squeeze your quadriceps. Go again with the lengthening halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, fold down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Keep the halfway lift as you exhale. Bring your hands onto your hips. Now weight into your heels. Use your legs to lift your upper body all the way upright. Elongate your lower back so your tail roots straight down. Reach your fingertips forwards and up. Look up, take a breath in. And then as you exhale, thumbs through your heart and rest them down by your sides. Take this moment to do the same thing with your feet as you did with your hands when we were in the tabletop position. So you know the feeling of curling your toes through grass or wet dirt. See if you can experience that through your mind's eye right now. And notice if it does anything to change your relationship with where you're standing, with what it means to feel grounded. When we talk about the postures, there's a lot of talk about finding the space between effort and ease. Effort without tension, ease without dullness. So from this soft but solid footing, start to uprise through your legs, sprout up through your spine. Gently embrace your ribs in towards the midline, and then inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Look up, take a breath in. And as you exhale, soften at your kneecaps, hollow your navel, break at the waist, and fold. Elongate your spine, take a breath in. Exhaling, fingertips touch down and the right toes step all the way back. Sink your back knee down. Rise up through both arms, low lunge, inhale. As you exhale, hands come down to earth. Please step back, downward facing dog. From your down dog, come forward, high plank pose, squeeze your thigh tops. As you exhale, sink your knees down, graze your elbows by your sides, come all the way down onto your belly. Then root your toenails, root your hip bones, lift your chest, cobra pose, breathing in. And as you exhale, press back through child's pose, back into your downward facing dog. Lift your right heel to the sky, take a breath in. As you exhale, curl your knee to your nose and place your right foot between your thumbs, back knee down. Rise up through both arms, take your inhale breath. And as you exhale, hands come down, step and fold to the top of your mat, head heavy. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold in. Now press into your feet, reach your arms straight forward. Again, use your legs to lift you as you root and rise up, breathing in. Carry yourself all the way back down towards the ground. Hinge, fold, breathe out. Long breath in, long spine, inhaling. As you exhale, fingers down, left toe step back. Sink down your left knee. Gather both arms up towards the ceiling. Take your breath in. Bring your hands down, shift your hips back, Ardha Hanuman as you exhale the half splits. Stay in these half splits. Point your right big toe mound forward as you carve your right hip crease back. Elongate your chest and take a breath in. And as you exhale, fold down, soften belly on thigh. Rebend into your front knee and reach your arms up towards the ceiling, low lunge. Take your breath in. And as you exhale, hands come down towards the earth, step back, downward facing dog. High plank, inhale. Knees or toes come to your belly, exhale. Root your thigh tops, root your toenails, lift your chest, cobra, inhaling breath. And as you exhale, come back through child's pose to your down dog. And your left heel goes to the sky, breathe in. Curl your knee to your nose, breathe out, place your left foot between your thumbs, bring your back knee down, reach your arms to the ceiling, take your inhale breath. As you exhale, hands come down and hips shift back, half splits. Point your left toes up towards the ceiling and carve your left hip crease back. Elongate your chest forward on the in-breath. And as you exhale, bow in, let your belly soften. Then bend into your front knee and reach your arms straight up. Take a breath in. Now as you exhale, hands come down, step forward and fold forward to the top of your mat. Long breath in, long spine, halfway lift. Exhaling, soften in, forward fold. Press your feet, gather your arms forwards and up. Use the strength of your legs, long spine, breathe in. All the way back down we go as you exhale, hinge, fold. Long spine, halfway lift, inhaling. As you exhale, fingertips touch down, right toes step back, right knee sinks down. Arms reach up, take a breath in. And as you exhale, hands come down, hips shift back, Ardha Hanuman. Now as you inhale, bend your front knee, lift your back knee, keep your hips low and rise your heart and arms up, high crescent lunge. Stay for your breath in, left hip back, right hip forward, navel in. And as you exhale, hands come down, three-legged downward facing dog, reach your left heel up high. Stay for the breath in. Knee curls to the nose as you exhale. High plank on the in-breath. From knees or toes, lower half or all the way. Roll over your toes, lift your chest, upward facing dog or the cobra. Downward facing dog as you exhale your breath. Right heel reaches skyward. Take a full inhale breath. Curl in, thigh to chest, knee to nose. Plant your right foot between your thumbs. Bring your back knee down. Gather your arms up towards the ceiling. Low lunge, breathing in. Hands down, half splits, breathing out. High crescent lunge, bend your front knee, lift your back knee, reach your arms to the ceiling as you root your tailbone down. Now as you exhale, hands come down, float your left toes, point them straight down towards the earth, L-shaped pose. Right thigh bone presses straight back in space. Take your breath in. And as you exhale, step forward and fold to the top of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out and fold down. Press down, rise up, inhale your breath. Exhale, hinge forwards and fold. Elongate, long inhale breath, long spine. And as you exhale, fingertips down, left toes step backwards. Sink the knee, rise the arms, inhale your breath. Half splits, exhaling. High lunge, breathe in, bend your front knee, lift your back knee up and off of the earth. Now as you exhale, string your fingertips back behind you, float your left toes, airplane pose. Right away, land your left toes straight back, rise up through both arms, high lunge, inhaling. Three-legged downward facing dog, exhaling, plant your palms, right heel high, deep breath in. Knee to nose, full breath out. High plank for the in-breath. Lower from knees or toes all the way or half the way. Use strong legs to peel your heart forward. Take your breath in. Downward facing dog as you exhale, hips go back. Left heel to the ceiling, receive your breath. Thigh to chest, knee to nose. Place your left foot between your thumbs, bring your back knee down. Gather both arms up towards the ceiling as you inhale, low lunge. Hands down, half splits, exhaling. High crescent lunge, bend your front knee, lift your back knee, take your breath in. Airplane pose as you exhale, float your back toes, point them straight down. Re-land, high lunge, inhaling. Exhaling, hands down, L-shaped pose. Reach your right heel straight back, reach your heart forward, breathe in. Stand, fold, top of your mat, heart to thighs, breathing out. Elongate, halfway lift, breathe in. Sigh your breath, fold in, go ha. Let's dig the heels, bend the knees, roll up to stand up, drag your body upright. Slowly, slowly contract your abdominals, contract your chest, roll open your back body, and then when you come upright, open your front body, lift your sternum, lift your chest, settle your shoulders. Tadasana, root the soles of your feet like they're sinking into dense earth. And then feel what happens with the rest of your body when it feels held this way. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling, take a full breath in. Slow motion, hinge, fold, breathe out. Find length, inhale your breath, halfway lift. As you exhale, plant your palms, step your left foot all the way back, and then reach your right heel up towards the ceiling. Three-legged downward facing dog, take a breath in. As you exhale, curl your thigh towards your chest, knee to nose, place your right foot between your thumbs. Back knee comes down towards the ground. Arms rise up towards the ceiling, low lunge as you inhale. As you exhale, hands down, half splits. High lunge for the in-breath, bend your front knee, lift your back knee. Airplane pose, arms go back behind you, back toes lift. High lunge, land your left toes back, reach your arms up, look up, inhale. Now stay chest to thighs as you breathe out. Reach the crown of your head forward, spike up high onto your back tippy toes. As you inhale, work your front leg straight, gather your arms up. And as you exhale, open up, warrior two. Seal the knife edge of your back foot down. Bend your front knee to 90 degrees and lean back into your back arm. Settle, soften your shoulders. Settle, soften your eyes over your front middle finger. Now exalt, left hand down your back leg, right arm up high, take a breath in. And as you exhale, work your front leg towards straight as you cartwheel your hands down to frame your front foot. Reach your right heel up high, three-legged downward facing dog, take your breath in. Exhaling, slow carve right knee to left armpit. Look right between your thumbs, stay, breathe in. As you breathe out, spin to the inside of your left foot, slide your right leg long, spin your right bicep forward, and peel your left arm up and overhead. Take your breath in. As you exhale, three-legged downward facing dog. Inhale all the way. Knee to nose as you exhale. High plank in breath. Knees wide, child's pose. Let your palms face forward, plug your forehead down. And see how efficiently you can let yourself drop in. Sometimes we sink in and start to rehash things, or all the shoulds seem to get really light and bubble up to the surface. Just be. Just be in the messiness. Just be in your breath. Just watch as your heart rate slows. Just be. So many of your joints are flexed in this position. Your hips, your knees, much of your spine. Even the shoulders. See if you can, in this position, breathe in all the little windows of space that have been created from the flexion of your joints. to breathe into all of the hollow openings where your leg bones meet your hip bones, where your back bones meet each other. Can you inflate these spaces with your breath and your attention and your affection? And soften into them with your breaths out. Please round your way forward to high plank pose. Your next breath in. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Come onto your tippy toes, hollow your navel, look forward, breathe in, and as you exhale, feet come to your hands at the very tippy top of your mat. Elongate your spine, breathing in. And soften, fold as you exhale. Root and rise, press your heels, gather your arms forwards and up, look up, breathe in. Bring it all the way back down to earth as you exhale, fold. Halfway lifting, long inhale. With your out breath, fingertips touch down and the right toes step all the way back. Plant the palms, left heel up high, three-legged, downward facing dog for your breath in. Curl knee to nose, thigh to chest. As you exhale, plant your left foot between your thumbs, bring your back knee down. Rise up through both arms, low lunge for the inhale. Hands down, half splits, exhaling. High lunge, inhale, bend your front knee, lift your back knee, gather your arms up towards the ceiling, take your full breath in. And as you exhale to the airplane pose, back toes float. They point straight down towards the ground, back body engages. Straight back to your high lunge, land your right toes back, rise your arms to the ceiling, take your breath in. Chest to thighs as you exhale. Straight front leg, gather your arms up, root your tail down, lengthen your front body, breathe in. Open Virabhajasana B, warrior two, knock your back heel down. Bend deeply into your front knee lunge so that it lands towards a 90-degree angle, but then lean back into your right arm so that your head and your heart and your hips are aligned. Soften your gaze over your left middle finger. And from your low back, reach your back heel down. Exalt, left arm up high, right hand down your right leg, look up, breathe in. As you exhale, work your front leg towards straight as you cartwheel your hands down towards the ground. Three-legged downward facing dog, left heel reaches to the ceiling, take your breath in. As you exhale, slowly peel left knee towards your right armpit, stay, look down. Or spin to the inside edge of your right foot. Slide your left leg long, spin your left bicep forward, use your back body to lift your front body. Take a breath in. With your exhale, unraveling, three-legged downward facing dog. For your in breath, knee to nose as you exhale. High plank pose, breathe in. Knees wide. Child's pose, go again. Sit back, connect your palms, bend your elbows. And rest your thumbs to the nape of your neck. And again, feed your breath into each intersection of your bones, into the layers upon layers under your skin. Take a deep breath in. And a clearing breath, let it go. Okay, rise yourself back up. Swivel your shins out from underneath of you. And come lay down onto your back. Draw your knees up into your chest. One knee into one armpit, one knee into the other. So that you can feel something like traction in your lower back. Soft, sweet belly. And for most of us, there's tension in the inner groins. So as you heavy your arms and allow some of the tension to come through into your inner groins, you might start to find now that the tension is talking back. So I really invite you to just stay. Stay for long enough that your body can recognize that you're not forcing anything, you're not pushing anything, and you're not trying to injure anything. And you help your body understand this by not doing any of those things. Like if you're trying to get your outer knees down towards the ground by pulling or forcing, tearing at the tissues, your body has all of these mechanisms in place, reflexes that will protect from that, that will make your body tighter, that will engage muscles. I want you to go so soft, almost like that analogy of a frog in a pot of water. It's such a terrible thing to think about when you're doing yoga, but you know, a frog in a cold pot of water, the water comes to a boil, the frog doesn't know, so the frog boils. But if you put a frog into a pot of water that's already boiling, the frog's going to jump out and be out of there. That's kind of what the body does. If you gently ease your way into the stretch, into the opening, your body will accommodate it. So give it some time and space to do that. Use your hands to close your knees towards one another now. Slide your left leg long. Keep your right knee with you. Interlace your fingertips over your shin or at your hamstring, whatever is most comfortable. And then place the sole of your right foot to your inner left thigh, like tree pose but on your back. This is such a sweet way, again, to help the inner groins open, widen, sweeten. So patiently give them the time to do that. And if you have a little bit more space to give, then reach your arms up and overhead. Hold opposite elbow. Let your armpits go wide. Letting your belly breathe. Letting your deep, deep abdominals where the hip flexors connect breathe. Find the space between your brows. See if you can let it go wider, softer, sweeter too. Now undo your arms. Take note of which one is on top. Take your right hand, scoop your right knee back up towards the ceiling, outstretch your right leg. Gather your left knee up into your chest, interlacing your fingertips towards your shin or your hamstring. To lengthen any stickiness along the lower back, the glute, the hamstring, as well as offer some compression into the crease of your hip. Really breathe your belly so that your belly comes to collide with your thigh. It's said that this can be like an internal massage for your organs. Let it feel really soothing, like you can communicate with these deeper layers of yourself. Body loves compression, pressure. Take the sole of your left foot now to your inner right thigh, like tree pose, but on your back. We're not symmetrical. Often one side of our body takes on the brunt of the work, so one side might be tighter. And then if you'd like, again, that elongation, reach your arms up and overhead, opposite forearm on top as you hold opposite elbow. Letting your side waist lengthen. Can you even feel like the evenness of this opening now with your arms up overhead? From the creases of your hips all the way up through your armpits, you can feel the sweet tension of the stretch. And if you're gripping it, ungrip your belly, ungrip your abdomen, so that you have a greater capacity to feel something here. Good, and then undo your arms. Take the outer edge of your left knee, help your knee back up. Bring your feet wide, let your knees fall in towards one another. So now the thigh bones are internally rotated in the hip sockets. This is a really sweet, gentle way to invite this movement, which we don't often take into the body. With your mind's eye, find your upper thigh bones and let them sink into the hip sockets like a stick in dense earth. And as you do that, just notice what you feel across your lower back band. If there's some sweet pressure that starts to present itself. Again, feel what you feel. As each of us will have a really beautifully unique experience of this. Take a breath in. Exhale, wash your knees towards the right so that you feel even more of that internal rotation of your left leg now. Come up through center, point your knees up, breathing in. And then just one time per side, go the opposite way. So let your knees fall to the left. Your right thigh bone swirls inward in your hip socket. Just kind of carving out any rigid cobwebs, adhesions, stickiness that may accumulate just through this human experience. And come back up, point your knees up, and let your legs outstretch. Let your arms outstretch for Savasana. And if you like to take pillows, props, blankets, this is a great time to situate yourself so that you can really rest, so that you can take these next few minutes not distracted by the temperature, not distracted by your head feeling heavy on the ground or your lower back aching. The corpse pose. All of our efforts have been efforted. It's like we've gone through an entire lifetime through this practice. A beginning, a middle, and now here we are at the end. So it can be a time for reflection. Let it be a time where you reflect upon the important parts. The things that lift you up and light you up. Sometimes when I come into Savasana, my mind goes away. It goes to worry, it goes to to-dos. Before I leave you here in this state of rest, I'll invite you into a space of gratitude, this really beautiful, elevated emotion of gratitude. And just feel how that word lands on your skin, lands between the beats of your heart. What comes to mind when you think of gratitude? To linger in that space, in that vibration. And you may come and you may go, but know that it's your home base. So stay, soften. And finally, the way that we connected our hands into the earth and our feet into the earth, now connect your whole back body, the weight of your bones in this way. Like you're sinking, not into the earth, but being embraced by it. So there's no separation between you and the space around you. Can you feel how that softens you? Can you feel how that allows you to relate with the force of gravity in this really intimate way? So that your body, the wisdom of your nervous system, begin to catch on that you're held here. The earth below you has got you, so you don't have to hold on anymore. So let go of any last grippings. If you can relax like 10% more, 1% more. And carry that softness with you today and always, my friends. Thank you for your practice. Please stay as long as you need. Namaste.